Daily Zohar. The shiur is dedicated to the Parnasah of and Hatzlacha of Hevel Sarah Bat Reuven Lev and everybody else who needs it, and especially you guys, for the Shidduch Mahir of all our lonely heart club bands here. And Bezat Hashem will find, without mentioning any names because we don't know who is watching. So, it's a quite interesting Zohar, I think. The Zohar says, come and see. When Shabbat enters and that heavenly bonfire is being put into hiding, is kind of shut down, therefore all the fires of all the flames of the din also are being subdued and are taken away. Let's put it this way. Not only that, the fire itself of Gehenna, or Gehenna is, let's call it the soul refinery. The great fire of Gehenna and the wicked that are there, yesh lahem menucha, they have a rest. Ve'akol, and everything, mata umala, yesh lahem menucha, they also have menucha. Kisheyotzet Shabbat, when Shabbat goes out, umevarchin Israel al ha'esh, and when we make borei meorei ha'esh, as yotzet kol ha'ishim shenistaru, all those fires that were put on remission, they put to the side, all of a sudden crank them up. Kol achat ve'achat lemekoma, every flame to its appropriate place. וכדי שלא לעורר אש אחרת, and in order, this is beautiful, and in order not to awaken any fire on Shabbat, in order, let's say, midat adina kashe, and so on and so forth, the Torah says to us, lo tav'iru esh bechol moshvotechem b'yom HaShabbat. Don't strike any fire, don't ignite any fire on Shabbat. Now you understand how important it is to obey that. Not only because the Torah says that, because there is, like anything else, a great consequences to everything that we do. Imagine what happens. They put everything out, all the fires in the spiritual world are putting out. And don't forget, everything that is done here is done up there. Everything that we do here, we awaken something here, we awaken something there as well. When we start the fire, song like this. We start the fire, right? When we start the fire, you don't know what's the result over there. So much that the Gemara says there is a concept that's called Cheitzav Mishum Isho. Is let's say, for example, I made a delay mechanism. I put a thing like this with the arrow shooting like this. Even in such a way, it is not allowed to create a fire, even in an indirect way. The physical actions that we do here have severe consequences in the spiritual world. All of a sudden, imagine you would awaken up din in the world that is not needed. That's what it means. We could destroy the world with our actions. Things have to be a certain way, and then we mess it up. That's why an accident, a mistake, it's a mistake. But when it's deliberate, you get punished. You get punished not because God is this torture, God forbid, or the IRS of the heavenly domains. No, it's just like, listen, there are consequences. And the punishment is the distance that we put between us. because you just destroyed it. People think not lighting fire. Okay, so I'm not lighting fire, I'm just turning the light. I'm not lighting fire, I'm just pressing on the pedal. This is also a fire. And that's why we have the esh, the fire, and toladot esh, the derivatives that come out from that, electricity and so on and so forth. And we already says, Lama muteret b'Shabbat esh ha-mizbeach. Therefore, if it's so, why on Shabbat in the temple in Yerushalayim, why the fire on the mizbeach is allowed? Ela kenichneset ha-Shabbat. When Shabbat entered, they used to stand on a corner there of Beit HaMikdash. They used to blow the shofar, and there was the karuz, the announcer. Koreh b'chol harikim. It's not only here that he calls. That sound of entering the Shabbat travels also to the heavenly domains, to the spiritual world. And it says, b'chol harikim, hitaknu ha-merkavot. Fix yourself chariots, heavenly chariots. Fix yourself heavenly camps and entourage. For who? In front of your master. Az yotzer ruach echad mitzad darom, from the south side. And that's where Beit Atkiah was. Beit Atkiah, where they used to blow it, was, if this is the western wall, this is the southern wall, this is where they used to do it. You go downstairs, you go to the Kotel, to the edge of the Kotel HaMaravi, to the edge of the western wall, to the archaeological sites over there. You see a big stone that says Levet Atkiah, to the house of where they used to blow, the place of blowing a shofar, Beit Atkiah. That's where they used to blow it. It's right there. So the wind comes. That's why we do it here on the western, southern corner, because the wind comes from the south. Shehu Ora Chesed, that is the light of Chesed. Ve'aruach ha'u, and that wind spreads all over. There's armies of Hashem. They're on the right side. And they garment themselves with this Ruach HaChesed. And that Ruach is called Levush Yakar Shel Shabbat. It's called a precious garment of Shabbat. You might understand now why it became our minhag, our custom, to wear nice clothes on Shabbat. That's why you might understand why it is inappropriate to wear t-shirts, sandals, and I don't know, or jeans on Shabbat. Because you're creating a disconnect between you and what happens up there. You don't understand. It's exactly what happens. We initiate something here, it happens there, and from there the influence comes down here. So in Shamayim Dewer, we dress up also. The Ari says that on Shabbat, and this is only for Mekubalim, sweet child of mine, for Mekubalim, they wear 4 white garments on Shabbat. 4 different white garments. They had, the jalabiyah, the tzitzit. So, let's say, for example, you have an undershirt, you have your tzitzit, you have your white shirt. You can wear a nice kippah, a white kippah also, let's say. That's why in Israel, many people wear a white kippah on Shabbat. White for every, 4 whites for every letter of the holy name, the tetragrammaton, the 20, that Yud Ke Vav Ke, to represent with that. So the special issue with the special inyan, as then when those things happen, and you see, this is exactly what we do here. Hashulchanot shel haolam hazeh, the table in this world, are being fixed. I told you before, my father's mother, Alei Shalom, used to do that, and the minhag in Turkey, in Izmir, I don't know about all Turkey, but in Izmir was, they came midday on Friday, they would leave everything they do, and they would set the table for Shabbat, ready for Shabbat, to show that the Kedusha of Shabbat is coming. So when that happens, the tables are set, ומתקנים הכל בהיכל אחד. And all the fixings are being done in one chamber. אשרי חלקו של אדם. Lucky is the man. שעריכת שולחנו נראית שם כראוי. That his table is set appropriately there too. ועומד ומתוקן בלא בושה. And stands without any shame and embarrassment. איש לפי כוחו. Each one to the best of their ability. You're not being expected to do what is not in your ability, but you're expected to live to your abilities. On Shabbat, you have to have, it's not a halakha, but I'm telling you a spirit, a nice tablecloth on the table. It doesn't have to be made out of silk. A tablecloth, make sure it's clean. If you can, Shabbat plates. Don't eat on plastic because you're too lazy to do dishes on Motzai Shabbat. So you do dishes Motzai Shabbat. What's your problem? Shabbat, eat all day long, all week long, on plastic, and on Shabbat have porcelain. This shulchan that we said on Shabbat is the shulchan that is going to wait for us up there as well. Don't eat sandwiches on Shabbat. If that's all you have to do, that's all you have to do. Again, nobody's expecting you to have, a goose liver. If you can afford it, then afford it. But don't eat sandwiches on Shabbat because you what? Too lazy to cook, too lazy to wash. The lo kevod Shabbat. My father always used to say, no es niur de Shabbat. It's not kavod, it's not, this, it's not respectful for Shabbat, it's not kavod for Shabbat. Shabbat has to be special. All week long, eat, I don't know, nothing wrong with that, I love sardines. Eat sardines and dip it in dry bread. I love sardines. Shabbat, eat salmon. Make it special. Nice table. Nice wine. I don't understand the people who go to restaurants and will spend, I don't know, how much is a couple to get a little restaurant? $100. Without a doubt. If not more. I don't go to restaurants. Add another bottle of wine there or a glass of wine. You want to have a little drink? $12. What do you... For Shabbat, it's like you're trying to cut corners. Eat crackers all week long. Shabbat, eat like a king. That table in which you sit on Shabbat is the table which is going to be set for you in Olam Haba. When we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ta'aroch lefanai shulchan, set my table, neged tzorai, against my enemies. Who are my enemies? My Yetzer Hara. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu asks you, good. Did you set Shabbat table? How was your Shabbat table? You have to do good business. Talking about business, what Korach did was bad business. It says, Vayikach Korach, and Korach took, Malakach, what did he take? Mekach Ra, bad business. The Ari says, it says that Moshe Rabbeinu, everybody knows about Cain and Hevel, the two brothers, the original machloket, the original argument. So Moshe Rabbeinu, Haya Hatov shebenefesh Hevel, was the best of the soul of Hevel. Ubechol Dor HaMidbar, and the whole generation of the Midbar were the branches of Moshe. What it says, how does he know that? Because it says, a pasuk, Ha'am asher anochi bekirbo, the nation of which I am among. And it says, Ki shivatayim, a different pasuk says, Ki shivatayim mikach Cain, because Korach took double, 7 times more. Ech, hara sheberucho shel Cain, the bed, or part of Cain's soul, was what Korach took upon himself. And it says, and now you might understand the fight that Korach and Moshe had, in a way, all over again. The neshama of Hevel had different sparks in it. And they were mixed inside of it, in his soul, good and bad. And they had 308 different parts and sparks in it. And that was the good ones in it. והיו למ"ז ניצוצות בלבד, right? And there were also 37 sparks in it as well. Keminyan, if you take the number 37, that's the numerical value of who? Of Hevel. If you take the numerical value of Moshe, you get what? 345. If you do 345 minus 37,
308.
And that's the numerical value of the word, of the name Korach. If you take Hevel out of that, which is 37, you get Korach. Moshe's Tikkun was complete. Cain's was not. Cain fixed, Moshe fixed everything that needed to be fixed in Korach. In Hevel. That was the 37. And that's why it's called, he was able to fix, by fixing that, he fixed all of it. Korach, which is the 308, was the Shin Chet, the 308 that they had over there. And it goes like this. Vatireh oto ki tov hu, when it says about Moshe Rabbeinu, Vatireh oto ki tov, v'hine Hevel Hevel and Shin Chet together comes Shin Mem He, which is 345. This is 345 of the Nitzotzot, of the spark that were included together with Moshe Rabbeinu. And what happens is, those main neshamot spread, when there are sparks in them, they go, and that's why it says, this person is Mishorish Cain, this person is Mishorish Hevel, and so on and so forth. They were the children. And each one of us needs to fix that, whatever neshama was in us. It's not that that soul reincarnates itself. Sparks from that. Every person has a different neshama. But he gets also a direction. He needs to fix it. Moshe Rabbeinu was able to fix it. So why Korach, as we says, he did bad business. Vayikar Korach, and it says, and Vayikach Korach, and Korach took. It says, Lo bi'er malakach, does not explain what exactly he took. V'hu lekocho shel hara, rocho shel Cain mitzad hara. He had a choice, and he took whatever was bad out of Cain from the bad side. Each and every one has a good side and a bad side. He took the bad out of the bad, and that's what the Remez, the Chazal says, Shelakach mekach ra le'atzmo. It says that at that moment, he was impregnated. The soul of Cain came into him. That's why, by the way, he waited so-called 5 months. It didn't happen immediately. It was so based on your actions, based on your thoughts, you could connect yourself to a neshama that is pending. If, for example, a person might be mit'aber in the neshama, let's say, of the Rambam, or whatever it is, or chas v'shalom somebody else, and that would change the results of your actions, your thoughts, your jealousies, and so on and so forth, would draw a certain type of neshama, and that would manifest itself into an action. That's why it's very important to be positive. And it says that was the reason why he all of a sudden came in a way out of nowhere, and he started fighting with Moshe Rabbeinu. He says it's the same machloket all over again. And he goes, all right, let's. I don't want to go too far with this. It's like enough for 1 week. I don't want to go too much from that. And it says just about the ktoret that they say. It says Chazal says she'aktoret sama mavet. The ktoret could be something that you could die from. And it says v'natata aleim, and you put on top of them, and the way that people do it, to be saved from such things, is to give maaser, is to give your 10% or whatever it is that you give. And maaser is besod, is the secret of the havaya, the yud kei vav kei, umaaser maaser of the maaser, which you give maaser, you take from that also, and you give it like this. This is besod of the yud of the Shem Adonut, Shem Amonai, that's the secret of the yud. Ve'akol remez, and everything is a remez of the connection. When we say the yud, Shem Adonut, and yud kevavke, when it comes together, when we have those posters inside, remember those letters, the giving maaser from the maaser is the complete tikkun of everything. That's why it's very important to give terumot or maasrot, especially in Israel, the land of, when you give it, things from the land, because it's not just giving about that, it's a fix-up of a completion of the name of Hashem, of Chibur Hashem Beyachad, where by doing so you could see in your eyes how things happen. You acknowledge something in your mind, but the problem is your action does not match what you know in your mind. You do one thing and you think something else. Doing that, giving that, is the tikkun, is the complete saying that your mind and your heart and your actions are one. That's the shlemut of Shem Adnut and Shem Yud Kei Vav Kei, putting that together. This is understanding that the portion that you receive from Hashem, and as such you don't have a problem sharing it according to what the Torah tells us. And you find it, by doing so, when you find something from yourself to give, you fix the ultimate, what I call the ultimate crime, which is the machloket between Cain and Hevel. The machloket of Cain and Hevel, the fight between Cain and Hevel, was generated by the lack of compassion between the parents. When Chava did not say, "Okay, give me that apple," she said, "I made a mistake. I ate the apple. I'm not going alone. Yeah, well, sure, have it. We'll die together." Instead of saying, "Listen, I ate this. I made a mistake. Don't do it. I'll go. You should live to 100 years. Because of that attitude, their children were in disharmony. And as a result, us today. The example of what not to do, as we said the other night, could be found in the actions of Sarah Imenu. When Sarah heard that Yitzchak is going to be brought to the Mizbeach, she prayed to Hashem, she says, take me instead of him. And she died. And he was saved. When you are willing to give from yourself for the other, not to drag him with you, you fix the fight and the actions of Cain and Hevel. You are the Kohen Gadol. As we said, Cain is the din. Hevel is the chesed. Cain killed Hevel because Cain said, it has to be the right way. That's why the only place you're allowed to wear shatnez is in Beit HaMikdash. That's why Beit HaMikdash is the only place the fire goes on Shabbat. Because in this world, because that represents that world. This world, we need to have the kindness and the din together. That's why the Kohen Gadol is the only one who is allowed to wear it. Because he is Ohev Shalom, Verodef Shalom. Only when your intention is for peace, only then you can claim the crown. You can have this and this together. But when you are doing things for yourself, when you are selfish, you're not willing to get from, not only you're not willing to give from yourself, but you want the other portion as well. You create machloket, you repeat again the same pattern of Korach, you repeat the same pattern of Cain v'Hevel. In a way, you never learn from anybody's mistakes. A person like that cannot wear shatnez. You don't hold the kindness and the din together in you. So let's find it among ourselves to be Ohev Shalom Verodef Shalom. And I'll tell you the following. We say, when we see somebody, Shabbat Shalom. We greet him, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat of harmony and peace. The person who was greeted should answer out of respect and add more. Shabbat Shalom umevorach. Peaceful and harmonious and blessed Shabbat. But I'm going to share with you this. Only when you are having shalom in your Shabbat, harmony with your Shabbat, when you do Shabbat and you don't resent the fact that it's Shabbat, you keep it but you don't really want to. When your Shabbat at home is harmonious with you and your wife and your children, and there is harmony, only then, when you understand that and you are pursuing the shalom, the harmony, only then you will be able to see the bracha. So Shabbat Shalom umevorach, I'll tell you the following. Only when you're able to see the bracha, only then you'll be able to have the harmony. The other way around. Only when you look at your wife, and you see the bracha, the blessing in God that gave you this woman. Only when you're able to see the bracha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you children. And I'm not saying good children. Gave you children. Only when you're able to see the table in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu had given you with the food to your ability. It's yours. Nobody will take it. That's the bracha. Only then you're going to have harmony. Only then you're going to have shalom. You're going to be at peace. Korach did not see the bracha regardless of how happy he was. How wealthy he was. How smart. He was a prophet. He was not able to see the bracha. That's why he was not able to have peace and harmony. Let's see the bracha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us. And by doing so, we will be merited Le'olam shekulo Shabbat, a world of eternal Shabbat, peace and harmony. Amen.
Amen.